Firstly, I'd like to welcome you all to today's masterclass. I think it's going to be a fun one. I had a lot of fun preparing it, and some of the inspirations that came across were really, they left me awestruck. Now, in the last masterclass, we learned about manifesting abundance using the 5 steps of the M code technique. So the M code is a short form for manifestation code technique. And I think it's important to review the recordings of Manifestation Codes Part 1, where I've explained the process in more detail, and then also take a look at the recording on manifesting abundance, because then we're going into practical application. And today we will do peace again from a practical perspective, but I will not repeat a lot of stuff that we've already covered. So, what are manifestation codes? Manifestation codes occur in nature, and they contain words that with specific links that connect our manifestation with the thoughts and vibrations of the beings that are going to deliver us what we seek to manifest. As I said last class, how are our prayers answered? Usually it's through people and creation of nature. So manifestation works the same way. And these codes connect our manifestation thought with the thoughts and energies and vibrations of those who are going to be inspired to respond to our manifestation. Now, these codes can be very powerful if used correctly. Let us recap the 5 steps of the manifestation code technique. Step 1 is to come up with our proposition thought. What do we wish to manifest? Step 2 is to apply our introspective reasoning to ensure that we fully understand what we wish to manifest and why. So it's an internal dialogue. Step 3, we then empower our proposition thought through a contemplation of our objectives. What are we seeking to achieve? And adding seeds of high vibration, positive thoughts to our proposition, and they come out from our objectives. Next, we add the appropriate manifestation code to the proposition to engage it with nature and its delivery mechanisms, thus giving it the greatest power possible. Then step 4 is actually the invocation step, where we invoke our empowered proposition thought with its manifestation code into nature and the universe. So we now place it in the hands of nature or the universe, where it can germinate and cause manifestation of what we seek. So that's the invocation. And the last one, and we can call the invocation our manifestation seed. And the last step is that once we have made our invocation and planted our manifestation seed in nature, we then have to consciously nurture it. And this is an ongoing process as we build upon our efforts to achieve our manifestation. So these are the 5 steps. Now, furthermore, we must remember 2 fundamentally important requirements for manifestation. The first one is patience. Let it be. We have to let it be. We need to place our faith in nature that our response will follow at the right time. So we have to be patient. And secondly, we must have an absolute belief in our ability to manifest what we seek. Absolute belief. We must believe fully in our deep-rooted connection with nature, our provider. In the absence of this belief, manifestation cannot happen. It's very difficult. So now let us proceed with the steps for manifesting peace. Here, my dear friends, peace is something that is sorely lacking in our lives today because of many factors, which we are all familiar with. This world is a challenging place, and peace forms the foundation of our strength with which we go through life here in this world. Today, the majority of us are feeling the deep void of the absence of peace. This is why manifesting peace is so important for each one of us and for humanity as a whole. Peace is a force that can restore our happiness well-being, and fulfillment. So it's definitely something we must manifest, cherish, and foster and spread. Now let us walk through the steps, 5 steps of manifesting peace. Let's start with step 1, which is our proposition thought. Our proposition thought today is to manifest peace. Manifest peace. So if we are all clear on what we wish to manifest, we can move to step 2. Step 2 is the introspective reasoning step. Here we will try our best to understand what we are seeking to manifest and why. So this step is an internal dialogue within ourselves. So whenever you want to manifest anything, have this internal dialogue with yourself. It's well worth the process. So let's go through our reasoning here for peace, step by step. The first question in our internal dialogue would be, what is peace? And as I just said, we have to have a very clear understanding of what manifesting peace means and what impact it can have. Let's start with a quick look at the definition of peace. What does the published literature say? According to published literature, peace is a state of tranquility or serenity. Tranquility or serenity. Peace is freedom of the mind from annoyance, distraction, anxiety, and obsession, etc. So it's freedom of the mind. 3, peace is a state of mutual harmony between people or groups, especially in personal relationships. And 4, the literature says peace is the absence of or freedom from conflict of any kind. Now there are numerous other definitions of peace, but I picked 4 of these. They are the simplest and most pertinent ones for what our class is seeking to achieve today. Now earlier this year I released 2 videos on peace, which I recommend that you take the time to view. The first one is called How to Live in Constant Peace, and the second one is What is Eternal Peace? And do review these videos because I discuss peace at a deeper level of our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual being. So it's very useful to look at it now. As we try to understand peace, it is also important to recognize the important role that harmony plays in achieving peace. And according to the published literature, harmony is defined as an orderly or pleasing combination of elements in a whole. Orderly or pleasing combination of elements in a whole. They are in harmony. Or a relationship where various components exist together without destroying one another. That's harmony. Or a relationship that is characterized by mutual agreement and a lack of or absence of conflict. So those are the 3 good definitions of harmony. So when we seek to manifest peace, we must be mindful of the key role that harmony plays in the process. We should think of harmony and peace as being inseparable. They are both key for peace to manifest. The next question is, at which level or levels of my being should I aim to manifest peace? Which of my levels of being? Now, my dear friends, each one of us has 4 key levels of being: the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So the question is, which of these levels should I focus upon? Here I would recommend that you take a holistic approach to manifest peace by integrating all the 4 key levels of your being and treating them as one. So all of them, treat them as one. That's the holistic approach. If you can manifest peace in this holistic way, the impact of your manifestation can be very far-reaching, bringing you peace to your inner self, peace in your relationships with friends and loved ones, peace in your community and colleagues, peace in humanity at large, and peace with your soul and Creator, which is the richest form of peace that exists. Therefore, our introspective reasoning today is encouraging us towards seeking to manifest peace holistically. That's the outcome of our reasoning today, within the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels. This is what I referred to earlier as inner peace. This brings us to the next question. Do I have any particular purpose that I wish to accomplish by my peace manifestation? I know that I want to gain inner peace, but is there a particular purpose that I also seek to accomplish? And here I would suggest that you can contemplate aspects of your life where achieving peace would make a crucial difference. Where are you being held back in life? If peace were present, how would that propel you forward in accomplishing your life's purpose? For example, you may wish to heal your broken relationships and painful situations through manifesting peace. We all have relationships that we would dearly love to heal and restore if we could. Let us consider examples of some potential scenarios here so that you can get more of the drift of what I'm suggesting. Let's start with a case where the impact is localized, covering, say, two people. A mother and her son have a relationship that has broken down. They are both deeply hurt by the words and actions of each other. Their relationship is in need of healing, and they both recognize this. One or both of them can seek to manifest peace in order to heal the relationship. Okay, so this is one scenario. Remember, healing of this relationship will bring peace to their physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels of being, which is in keeping with their holistic approach towards manifesting peace. So that's one, where the impact is between two people. Secondly, there may be situations where multiple relationships have been damaged or disrupted amongst extended families, work colleagues, friends, and communities through a multitude of possible reasons. I'm sure we're all aware of what those could be. But these are situations of a wider impact than the mother and the son. But the same principle applies. These relationships can be healed and conflicts can be abated by manifesting peace. Here, peace can be manifested by one, several, or all of the afflicted parties. Peace is that soothing balm. Once it starts to flow, things change. So if you find yourself facing a situation, go ahead and manifest peace for yourself and all those impacted if you're in a situation like what I have just described. Now, let us explore the third situation, which is a much wider scenario. In recent history, we have seen so many horrible wars and devastation in places like, for example, Iraq, Syria, Yemen, multiple parts of Africa, Asia, Russia, Ukraine, and more. The list is endless. There's been so much pointless loss of life and suffering, as well as adverse global economic impact. These are just a few to name. This conflict is like a forest fire. It spreads very fast unless it is actively stopped by the power of peace. And I will repeat that. It is like a forest fire. It can spread very fast unless it is stopped by the power of peace. And that power of peace comes from us who manifest peace. In this scenario, we can all seek to manifest peace, either for specific situations or places, or for the world as a whole. We can be specific or all-encompassing. This is a selfless manifestation that is very powerful indeed, because our agenda does not sit with ourselves. It goes to every humanity, to all of humanity. As you may recall, in May 2023, we all joined in a global peace meditation with souls from all over the world. There were huge numbers of people from all over the world. And we prayed for enduring peace and healing. And this was a meditation of peace at the level of the human mass consciousness. We led it from the sacred land of Uluru in Central Australia, and I'm sure you will all remember this because you were all part of it. So these are three examples of different scales at which we can seek to manifest peace, from localized to global. My dear friends, peace is also one of the most powerful tools we have at our disposal to heal ourselves and to heal others. We can manifest peace to help children and adults with mental health challenges, enabling them to bring down their hyperactive and aggressive and destructive tendencies. I remember about 24 years ago, I did a lecture in London, and I met with a lady who listened to what I had to say, and then she said she had a son who had chronic ADHD, and could she bring him to Spain and see if we could help him? And I said, sure. And they flew down from England, they came to Spain, there was a few of us, and this kid, I had no idea what ADHD, chronic ADHD could be. So we go to our office, and I had a meditation room there. And as soon as he walks in the office, he starts tearing the office down. Then he goes in the meditation room and tears everything apart. People had to hold him down. He was that hyperactive, yet super intelligent kid. Now, how did we help him? Yes, we did his healing, but the core was manifesting peace for him. I remember that after the treatment, I would go to the hotel room with his mom, and we would sit and meditate, but what we were doing was manifesting peace in him, and he began to calm down. And within a year, he had recovered by almost 80%. And in time, he recovered completely. Today, he's a very successful young man. But that healing was driven by manifesting peace. We can also help people who are suffering from terminal diseases, enabling them to transition in peace, because when people are at that terminal state, they're afraid. There's a big unknown. I remember, again, many years ago, in Malaga, there was a Spanish family that came to see me. It was during the day, during work time, and they said, please, can you see our daughter? And I said, sure. There was about 10, 12 of them. And this girl was 24, beautiful girl. And yet she had had cancer for 12 years, and now the cancer had spread everywhere, and she was in the last stage of her life. So we sat. We meditated together with her family, everybody there. And then at the end of it, she asked everyone to leave. And she just held my hand and cried. And she cried and cried. And I just kept quiet and let it all come. And after she cried for a few minutes, she wiped her eyes. She looked at me and she said, I'm now ready. And of course, she left with her family, and there was water that she meditated with. And then the next day in the afternoon, she tells her father, I'd like some water. So they bring water, and she says, no, I want that water, which she had meditated with. And as she was drinking the water, she passed away. And the parents and all came after the funeral to see us to say thank you. And I said, no, you don't need to thank us. And they said, no, for a long time she was so terrorized by the fear of death. And they said, whatever peace she found that day, they said it was the peace that helped her transition with a smile before her eyes. We'd never imagined. They said the last day was her best day in years and years that they could remember. So peace is powerful. You can even help people who are moving along. You can help people who are unwell to heal. We can help people who are grief-stricken. Peace is a great healer and soothing balm for grief. Manifesting peace can help victims of natural disasters whose lives have been thrown into turmoil and chaos. Peace brings clarity, hope, and restoration in their lives at a time when everything around them is in a state of pure chaos. So we can manifest peace for them too. So in our introspective reasoning today, we've got two things, two conclusions we've come up with, and you can come up with more. One is we have a clearer definition of peace and a preliminary understanding of harmony and how the two go together. Two is an understanding of the scope that manifesting peace can help to serve. It's much wider than just finding peace within ourselves. It has a scope that touches all of humanity. And those of us who wish well for others, we could be manifesting peace for them. So now let us move to step 3, which is the proposition thought empowerment. And this step has two parts, both of which empower our proposition thought. The first part involves contemplating seeds of high vibration, positive thoughts, and we will go through a few. The second part involves adding the applicable manifestation code of nature to our proposition. So there are two parts to empowering our proposition thought. Let's start by contemplating seeds of high vibration, positive thoughts. What are they? Let us look at some examples. Let us address the question, why do I wish to manifest peace? The answers to this question will deliver the seeds of positive thought that we need to empower our manifestation. I will share 8 possible seeds here with you today, and you can add more to your list. Number 1, I seek to manifest inner peace at all levels of my being so that I can achieve happiness and fulfillment in my material and spiritual life. So whilst this proposition has a selfish dimension, we are acknowledging the importance of gaining material and spiritual fulfillment through peace, which is an intention of a high vibration. The Bhagavad Gita says, with the attainment of tranquility of mind, all sorrows come to an end, and the intellect of such a placid mind, soon withdrawing from itself, from all sides, becomes firmly established in God. I'll repeat that, it's beautiful. With the attainment of tranquility of mind, all sorrows come to an end. That's a big statement. And the intellect of such a placid mind, soon withdrawing from itself, from all sides, which means disconnecting with all that is material, becomes firmly established in God. So manifesting inner peace is also a path to immense spiritual growth, making it an intention of a very high vibration. Number 2, I seek to draw upon my inner peace and spread it within my family and loved ones to bring them happiness and fulfillment. This is a powerful and selfless intention, also with very high vibration. You want to spread your inner peace for the betterment of those you love. Number 3, I seek to heal my damaged relationships and restore harmony with those I may have hurt. By the way, here you can also be specific towards a person or people with whom you wish to restore peace and heal the relationship. Just like the mother and son example we just discussed. She can name him in her contemplation if she wishes. Of course, in doing so, when she seeks to manifest peace with him, she is committing to doing her best to rebuild the relationship through patience and forgiveness, amongst others. She is open to taking flack for her actions and accepting responsibility and apologizing even, without being defensive. This is a hard thing to do, but the submission to this peace is extremely powerful, and it will undoubtedly manifest into something good for her and her son in its own time. Number 4, I seek to manifest peace so that it may help heal us and those suffering from physical illnesses, mental and emotional illnesses, grief, suffering, and loss. So we can manifest peace to even heal ourselves or to heal others from all their challenges. And here, if you wish, You can select specific objectives and people and their challenges, or you can choose to remain general and all-encompassing. It's your call. In principle, this intention is a selfless one largely, with great power. Number 5, I seek to manifest peace that can bring hope, clarity, and restoration in the lives of all those who have been afflicted by natural disasters. This is a selfless objective with great power. Now here, if you wish, you can be specific with respect to the disaster. For example, the earthquake in Turkey, or the earthquake in Morocco, or floods in East Africa, Libya, or fires in Canada and Australia. Or you can keep your manifestation general and all-encompassing. It's entirely up to you. Number 6, I seek to manifest peace in this conflict-ridden world. This is a very powerful intention that covers all of humanity. You are seeking peace for everyone. Alternatively, you can also be specific about ending war in a particular place, or wars in general, through the power of peace. Number 7, I seek to end hatred, racism, and religious persecution in this world through the power of peace. My dear friends, we see so much of this poison in our world today. It fuels conflict at an astronomical rate. It is saddening for a civilization like ours that has more education than ever before, that we are partaking in such bigotry and practices of persecuting those with different beliefs and faiths or races. Hence, the power of peace is desperately needed for us to turn the corner away from conflict. We need to shower peace upon them all, the victims and the perpetrators. And my dear friends, even our scriptures teach us to greet one another by the words, "Peace be upon you." So let us take that a step further and shower our fellow beings with it, and see an end to all these poisonous practices that we are viewing every day in the media. So that's a very powerful thought. And last one, number 8. I seek to become an instrument of peace, that peace may flow to me and from me to all my fellow beings and creation. And I commit to being the best instrument I can be. This is a very solemn commitment, with a selfish and a selfless dimension, but very powerful, because we fully submit that peace is a grace that comes from nature, the provider of all. So these are examples of some positive, powerful seeds thoughts that can help raise the vibration level of our proposition thought for manifesting peace. And it is important to recognize that manifesting peace is a totally flexible process. What you seek to achieve from manifesting peace is entirely based on what resonates with you the most. So now we can move to the second part of the proposition thought empowerment step, which is addition of the manifestation code. As I explained in the part 1 webinar, nature provides what is needed to manifest what we seek through universal codes that resonate equally with all creation. These codes are extremely powerful, and their power lies hidden in their subtlety. The type of manifestation code we choose depends on what we seek to manifest. Because remember, manifestation happens through the participation of our fellow creation. It does not happen in a vacuum. So what is the manifestation code for peace? When I was inspired with this, I was blown away, and especially when its meaning began to flow. Manifestation code for peace is: by the ocean breeze and the garden scents. By the ocean breeze and the garden scents. One more time. By the ocean breeze and the garden scents. Now, I thought to myself, how is this code connected to peace? Let us look at garden scents first. Garden scents are very soft and gentle fragrances that emanate from multiple flowers and flower types, making them fragrances of unity and harmony. Garden scents are pleasing to all that experience them. These scents do not restrict themselves to any one person. They enrich every being and creature that they come in contact with. Garden scents are extremely subtle. They can be with you like your shadow. They are not aggressive, or like the younger people say today, they are not in your face. These are extremely subtle, like your shadow. Garden scents flow from place to place, far beyond the garden. So these are 5 important symbolic meanings of the word garden scents. And this is how nature characterizes peace, because peace is soft and gentle. It is extremely subtle, which is why you cannot qualify peace as high, medium, low. But you can qualify its opposite, which is conflict, extreme, low, high. You can. So peace is so subtle that its presence is often described by the absence of its opposite. Like absence of conflict is peace. It's that subtle. Peace flows freely, like garden scents do. Peace touches everyone, not just one person alone. Peace is pleasing to whoever it is touched by. Peace is underpinned by unity and harmony. This is how nature expresses peace, through the word garden scents. Now we come to the words by the ocean breeze. Ocean breeze. Ocean breeze originates from the ocean, which is symbolized by infinity. That's why we often refer to the ocean as the ocean infinite when we take it in a spiritual context. This infinity is a dimension of our Creator, the source of everything, making peace a dimension of the Most High, giving it the highest spiritual stature. So that is what the ocean does when the word ocean breeze. Next, ocean breeze is an energy that flows gently from the ocean, like peace does, gently. Note that nature uses the word breeze and not wind, because wind can be forceful. So nature uses the word breeze in its code for peace. Next, ocean breeze is pleasing to all who experience it, like peace is. Ocean breeze has the power to carry whatever it embodies over limitless distances. Hence, the breeze provides the energy to spread peace far and wide. This is why the words by the ocean breeze and the garden scents represent the manifestation code for peace in nature. Beautiful, isn't it? It takes nature to select such words, few words with such poetic accuracy. This is beyond the ability of the human mind to create, in my humble opinion. And I was so glad and so awestruck when these words started coming, and obviously the question was why garden scent, and then there it is, why breeze, there it is. So these words by the ocean breeze and the garden scents is a beautiful, beautiful code for peace. Now my friends, you've found sometimes that you may be in a place where even though there is no garden or perfume, or there's no one around you, you can still sense a beautiful scent. You can smell it. And yet you wonder, where is this coming from? What is this? It's not your mind playing games. It is nature talking to you gently. Nature blessing you with peace. In my first book, I talk about the scent of sandalwood as being a sacred spiritual scent, and it appears to us from nowhere as a blessing from our soul, and often a blessing from other elevated souls. And I'm sure many of you have experienced this scent of sandalwood. We have encountered this scent often in our healing meditations. And as you become more mindful, you will encounter more and more such signs from nature or the universe, scents being an important one. Many scriptures talk about these signs. All it takes is for us to be aware and notice them, and you'll be amazed how much there is. So now we have a preliminary understanding of the essence of this code by the ocean breeze and the garden scents. And do meditate on these words and see what else they say to you. Now we can move to step 4, which is the invocation step. This step involves invoking our manifestation thought and placing it in the hands of nature. Let's start with internalizing the manifestation code for peace, just like we did for abundance. By the ocean breeze and the garden scents. Let us internalize these words deep within our being. So sit back, close your eyes, and breathe freely. Breathe freely, let go of all your tensions, your worries, all your emotions. Let them go and be at complete peace. Breathe in peace. I'd like you to imagine you're standing on top of a cliff, facing the beautiful ocean, whose water is completely still. The sky is blue, the morning sun is shining, and the ocean water is sparkling before your eyes. There's a gentle breeze that blows from the ocean past you, making you feel happy and peaceful. As you look around you on the cliff, you see grass everywhere, green grass, whose dewdrops are also sparkling in the morning sun. And then you see behind you in the distance a garden with beautiful colored flowers. So you turn around, you walk to the edge of this garden. You can still see the ocean on one side, and then there is a garden before you. And here you look at the beautiful, vibrant colors of the flowers. Such deep, such radiance. And then you breathe in the warm, inspiring scents that are carried by the breeze into your being, filling you with happiness and peace. Take a moment and connect with the ocean. Connect with the breeze. Connect with the garden. And connect with the beautiful scents. So now we have internalized this code, and you can practice this internalization whenever you wish. And if you have a different vision of the garden or a different vision of the ocean, use whatever comes to you as you please. So having internalized the code, we now come to step 4, which is the invocation step. And here are the words I would suggest to invoke peace. By the ocean breeze and the garden scents, I invoke peace. Peace by the grace of nature, the provider of all. So that's the invocation. The words of this invocation are our manifestation seed, which we plant in nature or the universe, from where it can germinate and yield what we are seeking to manifest, yield peace. You can present this invocation to nature as often as you wish. This invocation, you can remember it every day or multiple times a day. By the ocean breeze and the garden scents, I invoke peace. Peace by the grace of nature, the provider of all. Now, this invocation can also be practiced in a deeper manner, in a more focused way, through a short meditation. So let us practice that together. So once again, close your eyes and breathe freely. Be at complete peace. Breathe in peace and be at complete peace. And you are back on top of the cliff, facing the calm, still water of the ocean that is sparkling in the morning sun. As you look at the ocean, you feel its gentle breeze on your face and in your entire body as you repeat the words, by the ocean breeze. Ocean breeze. Ocean breeze. Keep repeating these words for a few moments. Ocean breeze. And feel the breeze around you. Breathe in this breeze and breathe out this breeze. Ocean breeze. By the ocean breeze. And then with the sparkling ocean around you, you turn and walk to the garden, where you stand before all these beautiful flowers of brilliant colors. Look at their colors. Colors come out so rich in the morning sun. And then the breeze brings their scent to you. As you breathe in their fragrances, you repeat in your mind, and the garden scents. Garden scents. Garden scents. And let these scents fill your being, reaching every element of you. Garden scents. Garden scents. By the ocean breeze and the garden scents, your being is filled with peace. By the ocean breeze and the garden scents, I invoke peace. Invoke peace. Keep repeating the words, invoke peace. as you anchor them deep in your being. Invoke peace. Invoke peace. By the ocean breeze and the garden sands, I invoke peace. Peace by the grace of nature, the provider of all. Nature, the provider of all. Keep repeating these words and anchor them deep in your being. Nature, the provider of all. Nature, the provider of all. By the ocean breeze and the garden sands, I invoke peace. Peace by the grace of nature, the provider of all. Repeat this invocation in your mind. I'll repeat it one more time. By the ocean breeze and the garden sand, I invoke peace. Peace by the grace of nature, the provider of all. By the ocean breeze and the garden sands, I invoke peace. Peace by the grace of nature, the provider of all. Your being is filled with peace. You have invoked peace to manifest for whatever purpose you have chosen. You can complete your meditation here, or you can move on to anchoring yourself, anchoring your state of mind in peace by repeating the words, I am peace. I am peace. I am peace. Keep repeating these words in your mind as you anchor yourself. You anchor your state of being in peace. I am peace. I am peace. You may open your eyes when you wish. So this is the invocation meditation for peace. And you can feel the peace even as you contemplate or think about the nature's code for peace by the ocean breeze and the garden sands. And then you go through your invocation. This process alone starts to fill you with peace. And this peace will spread from you to all those around you. Now, if you wish to use your own religious beliefs in your manifestation, that is fine. You can substitute the word nature with whatever name you choose to call upon the one you believe is your provider. I have chosen to use nature as the universal word because that's where the codes come from. And they resonate beautifully with the word nature. But it's entirely up to you. You need to believe deeply in your provider. That's extremely important. So use whatever name you choose. So in this invocation, this is the part of 4 of the M-Code technique. So now we move to the 5th and final step, which is nurturing your manifestation seeds. So once you've decided on your proposition thought, like we did, gone through the introspective reasoning like we just did, and empowered your proposition thought, and you have now invoked it and placed it as a seed of manifestation in nature. The process doesn't end here. You have to nurture your seed of manifestation. By, the wording of the seed, as we just learned, is by the ocean breeze and the garden scents, I invoke peace. Peace by the grace of nature, the provider of all. Now we have planted this manifestation seed in nature, from where now it can germinate and yield what you are seeking to manifest. So how do we continue to nurture this seed? Firstly, we can repeat our invocation periodically, like say once a week or more frequently, or even daily or multiple times a day, just the invocation. Or the next way to do it is to create your mindset every morning by anchoring yourself in peace. Now you start your day with the anchor thought of peace. And you've all learned this technique of anchor thought, and I've released 2 videos on our YouTube channel on anchor thought with guided meditation. I think it's about a 7-8 minute meditation on how to practice it. The first one is called anchoring thought. The second is called anchoring love. So I would go through them in this order. Now in today's meditation, we also perform together anchoring ourselves in peace. We could have stopped at the invocation, but we went that one step further and anchored ourselves in peace. You can do that too. So you can anchor yourself in peace at any time, even during your day, by clearing your mind first and then repeating the words like we just did in the meditation. I am peace. I am peace. So today we've learned to apply the M-Chord technique to anchor peace. And as you practice it more and more often, it will become like second nature to you. And it gets easier and easier. But I really would like to thank each one of you for being here today, for bringing your positive energy, and for sharing in this knowledge. And I pray you will go out and manifest much peace in your lives and in the lives of others. And I pray that you may all be blessed by the light of our Creator, that it may be with you, and that this light may always love you, help you, guide you, and protect you. Stay happy and blessed always. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.